The thug slid his hand into Joe's wife's skirt right in front of him.
Don't do that.
The second he spoke, the thug's accomplice pulled a gun and aimed it at him to protect his wife and child. Joe had no choice but to wait for a chance to fight back. But the thug dragged Joe's wife into his arms and began to assault her. Consumed by rage, Joe whispered to his wife in their native tongue to bite the thug's ear. He seized the opportunity to grab the weapon, turning the tables in an instant. However, he then told his son to pick up the pistol from the ground. The moment the boy grabbed the gun, the thug suddenly lunged, holding a knife to the boy's throat. The other thug drew his pistol immediately and ordered Joe to drop his weapon. The situation reversed in a heartbeat. To protect his wife and son, he had to surrender. But the next second, he was kicked off the carriage. His wife's screams of agony pierced the air. Joe began to chase the carriage frantically, but it pulled farther and farther away. He dared not stop for a single moment. Just as he was on the verge of collapse from exhaustion, he spotted his son lying in the middle of the road. Joe rushed to lift him, only to find he had already stopped breathing. But this was no time for grief. He gathered his son in his arms and kept chasing the carriage. After walking what felt like an eternity, he finally caught sight of the carriage and the coachman lying dead on the ground beside it. Joe quietly picked up a shotgun and crept toward the carriage. First, he fired a shot at the carriage itself. The spooked horses bolted instantly. The thug at the back of the carriage spun around, only to be shot and killed by Joe. The other thug jumped off the carriage and tried to run, but Joe shot him down without hesitation. Joe approached the carriage, only to find his wife was already dead. He had lost both his wife and son in a single day. When his brother Jack returned home and saw the two cold bodies lying on the bed, he had no idea how to comfort his older brother. Little did they know, the real nightmare was only just beginning. It turned out one of the thugs Joe had killed was the younger brother of the town's gang leader, a man who held absolute power over the town. He threatened the mayor and sheriff to find the killer within 12 hours, or he would execute two townsfolk. Under the gangster's brutal pressure, the mayor and sheriff had no choice but to agree. An elderly woman stepped forward, volunteering to sacrifice herself. After a vote among everyone, a disabled man with paralyzed legs was also dragged out. He didn't even get a choice. He pleaded that he was innocent, but the gang leader paid no heed to his words. After killing the two, he announced the town would now be taxed double until the sheriff caught the killer. After burying his wife and son, Joe and his brother went into town, planning to sell all their belongings and leave this place of sorrow. The mayor deliberately lowballed the price of their land. Just as Joe stepped out of the house, ready to leave, he noticed the street was completely empty. In seconds, dozens of gunmen surrounded him from all sides.